Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pair channel. My name is Jeffrey and today we're actually diving into a nice topic. Now we're looking at the pros, cons, and all the bells and whistles that'll help you make an informed decision to outsource your team from India. By the end of this video, you will have a clear idea of whether India will be the perfect fit for your hiring needs. Plus, if you want to go deeper, don't forget to book a call with us or click the link in our bio to download our free guide that will give you more information about your hiring needs. Now, let's get started. Overview of hiring in India. Now, it goes without saying that India has become one of the global hotspots for hiring, especially remote work or remote freelancers. This is due to its vast pool of skilled professionals who are ready and equipped to jump on your team at this very moment. With over 1.3 billion people, yes, billion, India offers a diverse talent pool across various industries, including IT, finance, customer support, and more. The country's robust IT infrastructure and internet connection that has been developing across the whole country definitely makes it an ideal location to hire talent from. Just in 2022, India produced over 2.6 million STEM graduates, ensuring a highly leading supply of tech-savvy graduates ready to step on board to your team. So here are a few of the popular roles that India is famous for outsourcing. Software development IT services. While India is definitely a leading central hub for software development, there are many skills within the country, such as software engineers, web developers, and even further IT support specialists who are highly sought after by various companies around the world. Next, customer support. Many businesses globally rely on India's customer support systems. They do a very fantastic job, and they'll do a fantastic job for you too. Next is finance and accounting. Indian professionals are often outsourced for roles such as accounting, finance, bookkeeping, due to their strong analytical skills and attention to minute details. And last is data entry and administrative tasks. India's efficient and cost-effective workforce makes it ideal for data entry positions. Virtual assistants and many administrative professionals are ready on demand to do an exceptional job at helping you with your administrative tools within your business and around your business. Now, here's an overview of the typical salaries you can expect to pay your remote workers from India. First, when it comes to software developers. So you're looking at approximately 500,000 to 1.5 million rupees per year. And the conversion for that in US dollars is 6,700 to 20,000 US dollars per year. For customer support representatives, you're looking at approximately 300,000 to 600,000 rupees per year. And that's approximately $4,000 to $8,000 per year. For finance and accounting specialists, you're looking at approximately 400,000 to 900,000 rupees per year. And in US dollars, that's 5,400 to 12,000 per year. And lastly, data entry and virtual assistant jobs often get 200,000 to 400,000 rupees per year. And in US dollars, that's 2,700 to 5,400 US dollars per year. As with everything, there are definitely pros and cons to hiring from India. The general gist is that India is a great place to hire from, and I won't disagree, but we at Paired actually prefer hiring from Indonesia, Latin America, even South Africa. But I'm still going to give you a deep dive on the hiring from India and the pros and cons so you can still make an informed decision when you're choosing to hire from India. First, we're looking at the pros. Cost effectiveness. I mentioned earlier, the price difference of hiring someone from India compared to a Western country is substantially different. You'll be able to save costs while hiring someone who is great from India, allowing companies to save on expenses while getting top tier talent. Next is a large talent pool. With a population of over 1.3 billion and including over 2.6 million STEM graduates, there is a large selection of talented individuals in India that are waiting to be hired in your company. And these professionals are skilled in IT, customer service, administration, and even finance. Next, English proficiency. India is a very good English speaking country. This makes it so desirable for international countries, especially if you're coming from the US where English is a mandate for communication. The proficiency in English reduces barriers for communication and understanding, and so a lot of miscommunication will be missed, especially when you're speaking to someone from India. And don't forget the last one. Time zone advantages can be amazing for round-the-clock operations. Companies can leverage India's time zone differences to improve their customer support, making sure that things can be done ahead of time, even though it's outside of your working hours in the US, but it's their working hours in India. However, with every advantage, there are disadvantages. For instance, there's cultural differences. It goes without saying that you will get cultural differences if you're hiring someone from India and you're from the US. But these challenges can be understood. All you have to do is understand the nuances of their cultures, like special holidays or other cultural practices. In ensuring this and creating this steady working environment, you'll actually create a harmonious work environment. Next, time zone differences. differences. One of the main leading ones is the reduction of real-time communication. So it's important for companies to establish communication protocols and systems to at least ensure that there is a bit of communication when you have that small window between your company and your time zone and their time zone. All right, the next is infrastructure issue. It goes without saying that India is a developing country. Although it is amazing with amazing graduates, it still is developing. And so there are some areas where there are disadvantages in infrastructure, like maybe poor internet connectivity, power issues, maybe even water issues. So a definite must do is get your team, or you as a company invest in having backup systems for your team, or making sure that they work in environments where internet connectivity is stable. And lastly, legal and compliance. Navigating India's labor laws can be quite complex, like understanding local employment laws, tax regulations, and compliance. In understanding this, it will help you avoid those legal pitfalls that could send you back a few steps. I would highly recommend partnering with a local legal professional or consultants. This will help streamline the process of the legal side a lot better for you, making it easier. I know I briefly mentioned time zone advantages and disadvantages, but I actually want to have a further deep dive into the aspects of the advantages and disadvantages. So when it comes to actually time zone differences, India is actually 9.5 or 12.5 hours ahead of the US. And this depends on the time of the year. So this can be either a huge benefit or a huge disadvantage, and I'll explain why. First, extended business hours. If it's a benefit, you in the US might finish at 5 p.m., but you might wake up knowing that task was still edited, and that's because your team is actually ahead in India. So you'll wake up knowing that this task that was assigned maybe yesterday or the day before is actually completed. You're able to wake up, get to the office and review it, and then send it off for maybe corrections or whatever it may be for the team, and they stay ahead of time. So it feels like you almost have a 24/7 business. Speaking of 24/7, there's also 24/7 customer support. If you're a business that thrives in customer support and needs that avenue, this will be great for you to have hiring someone from India. Not only will you be able to support people from your team in the US during your hours, but they will also be able to serve 12 hours ahead to make sure that those hours where you're not actually working, they're working, which is amazing. But with every advantage, there are disadvantages as mentioned. For example, there's limited time overlaps. Depending on the time of the year, your team might be 12 hours ahead, which is actually crazy. That is a whole half day ahead. And so trying to find time to navigate through those meetings will be very crucial. And so it's advised that you schedule meetings in advance and try stay in a good system of communication and setting meetings straight. Next is coordination challenges. The worst thing to see is for you to assign a task and maybe it wasn't communicated well through the means and how you communicate stuff with your team overseas. And then they complete the task, but maybe it was completed incorrect. Then you see it only the next day, and for you to say, this is not corrected well, but there's nothing I can do. I can only just wait another 12 hours until it's completed. And especially if it's an urgent matter. So coordinating through those challenges is crucial, and it's important that you find a way and means for you to do that. So definitely investing in tools like Asana, Monday.com, Notion, ClickUp. These platforms will help you lay out the communication bit by bit, verbatim, so they know and understand, and set goals and timelines to make sure they stick to it. But it's important to make sure to lay out the communication in the beginning. Those are some of the key insights to hiring someone from India. There's a multitude of skilled professionals waiting to be hired from you. Just to reiterate, we're not necessarily the biggest fans of hiring from India. We do prefer Indonesia, Latin America, and maybe even South Africa. But hopefully this video has given you insights on hiring someone from India and should give you further insights of whether there'll be a benefit to you and your team. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really like the video, please give us a subscribe. Now, don't forget to book a call with our team or download the free guide that we've laid out for hiring someone from India that will be beneficial for you. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.